Gaban and Robin will start the war in Elbaf, and the trigger is far more personal than anyone expected. Gaban and Robin will start the war not because they want to save the Elbaf's children, but it's about protecting the people they hold dear the most. Colin, who had been kidnapped by Gunkko, and Saul, who had been beaten up pretty bad by one of the Holy Knights. And also in chapter 1147, Saint Summers unleashes a ruthless broadcast across the entire island, demanding total surrender in exchange for the lives of Elbaf's next generation. But while the world watches in horror, two legends, Robin and Gaban, finally stand side by side, not just as survivors of O'Hara and Roger's crew, but as the spark that might ignite Elbaf's rebellion. So in chapter 1147, Now We Call Things That We Fear, opens with a cover story of Raizo feeding a worn-out Yamato moments after her victory over Who's Who. A small but touching scene of camaraderie after battle. The actual chapter kicks off with a flashback featuring Jaguar D. Saul and Nico Robin. It takes place just before Saul's defeat at the hands of Saint Shepard Summers. In this emotional moment, Saul urgently warns Robin about the terrifying force of the Holy Knights. According to him, the Holy Knights aren't just powerful, but they may even be immortal, making any direct confrontation with them a death wish. Then, Saul begs Robin to stay hidden and wait for the right time to rescue the kidnapped children of Elbaf, emphasizing stealth over heroics. Now, back in the present, the Straw Hats find themselves ensnared aboard Colin's Svar, courtesy of the mysterious Gunkko. The nature of Gunkko's trap is still unclear, but it's strong enough to subdue the entire crew. During this tense standoff, Gunkko singles out Brook, placing her foot on him and mockingly ordering him to serve as her personal music slave. Even though Brook doesn't have flesh but only bones, he doesn't bend. With his usual grace and unshakable resolve, he refuses her demand, declaring his loyalty lies with only one man, Monkey D. Luffy, and the person who will become the greatest pirate king. Meanwhile, Jinbei is shown actively working behind the scenes, trying to decode Gunkko's powers and find a way to break their restraints. Elsewhere, Saint Summers broadcasts a chilling message across Elbaf from the Walrus Academy using a giant transponder snail. He reveals that the world government is now holding 10 children hostage, and one of them being Colin, the son of legendary pirate Scopper Gaban. In a ruthless ultimatum, Summers demands that the people of Elbaf destroy their schools and libraries and swear allegiance to the world government or lose their children forever. In this chaos, we see Scopper Gaban and Nico Robin finally coming together, both seething with rage after hearing Summers' declaration. They stand united, vowing to protect Elbaf's heritage and knowledge at any cost. With the Holy Knight's threat looming larger than ever, and teases an epic showdown just on the horizon. On another look out of One Piece chapter 1147, Summer's Elbaf-wide broadcast may prompt reactions from Loki and Luffy. In Motion and Stillness, Gunkko is revealed as a god's knight, but not a human, while shocking the Straw Hats. She declares plans to transport the giant children to Mary Joy, dismissing their lives as expendable and hostage for the coming war. Despite Zeus and Usopp's attacks, Gunkko regenerates and incapacitates Brook, Nami, and Usopp while kidnapping Colin. She claims the giant's allegiance will influence the world war. Meanwhile, killing him defeats the Walrus Academy leaders, and Summers, while battling Saul, prepares to broadcast across Elbaf, expressing hatred toward King Harold's pacifist ideology. One Piece, chapter 1147, will likely begin with Saint Summers continuing his tirade against Harold, criticizing his leadership and decision to turn Elbaf toward peace. It may reveal more about Harold's agreement with the world government, likely being a tactical move to shield Elbaf. This might be surprising to some, but this strategy has a very good chance of working, especially knowing that Oimo and Kashi worked 50 years for the world government to secure the freedom of Dory and Brogy when they were lied to. The giants are strong, but their hearts are rather simple. This is precisely why, after Summers makes his announcement in One Piece chapter 1147, the giants will have to rally behind Gaban and go all out in battle against the Holy Knights to ensure the rescue of the children. One Piece chapter 1147 might give fans a look at an enraged Gaban, which would then set the stage for an exciting battle in the sun world of Elbaf. Of course, this battle won't be easy for Scopper Gaban, especially knowing that the Holy Knights can regenerate and that his son is in danger. Still, it is something that fans need to keep an eye out for. If One Piece chapter 1147 gives fans Gaban vs. Gunkko, then it'll be immediately clear that the other two Holy Knights will join the battle as well. Scopper Gaban might actually be up against 3 Holy Knights at the same time, which is going to be a handful, even for someone as strong as him. Perhaps the Straw Hat Pirates will back him up, or maybe they'll be asked by Gaban to stay on the sidelines. Either way, a massive battle is brewing in Elbaf, and it is only a matter of time before Oda has Gaban go all out to save his son, Colin. As Summers delivers a countrywide transmission, attention may return to the underworld, where Loki, Luffy, and others overhear the message. For one, it is clear that Saint Summers is definitely going to ask Elbaf to submit. The children of Elbaf are being abducted on the orders of Shamrock Figureland, and they're all being taken to the Holy Land of Marijoa. The chapter is expected to close with Loki acknowledging the truth about Harold's motives, hinting at an impending shift in Elbaf's involvement. So, this is for now, as the next chapter will air next week. We will make a full recap on the chapter once it has already been aired. Stay tuned for more.